Start. Hello, my name is MAHESWARI BICHINEPALLY. Me and SATISH Reddy, my team member, have done research project on object-oriented database and PostgreSQL under the guidance of Crystal Straw. Let's begin with the introduction. The PostgreSQL introduction. PostgreSQL is a database management system that is object relation in nature. The relational model underpins relational database. The PostgreSQL is free and open source relational database management system emphasizing extensibility and SQL compliance, wherein this data is stored in table as rows and columns. The PostgreSQL is originally developed in 1986 by Michael Stonebraker as follow-up to Inkers, known as PostgreSQL. It supports the uses of 4 standard procedural language, which means that user can write their own code in nearly any of those languages and PostgreSQL will be able to execute it. And the features, the PostgreSQL supports large part of SQL standards and allows many key features which are foreign key, trigger, transactions, views, and SQL subselects complex SQL queries. Object-oriented database. Object-oriented database are the database management system capable of handling complex data objects, the kind of objects that can be used in object-oriented programming database. By adding the database functionality, the object programming language and object-oriented database makes code base easier to manage. And here, the stored and retrieval of object-oriented data is facilitated by object-oriented database management system and object-oriented programming languages. And here, also the object-oriented directly deals with data and completes objects. All the information comes in instantly available object package instead of multiple tables. The OOD concepts are combined with relational database principles, which are objects, classes, methods, and pointers. Object-oriented programming. It is important to understand that object-oriented database are closely related to object-oriented programming concepts. And these 4 are ideas of that. The first one is polymorphism. The polymorphism is capable of objects to take multiple forms. This has it has ability to allow same programming code to work on different data types. Second one is inheritance. Inheritance creates an hierarchical relationship between related classes, which makes while making the parts of codes reusable. And the third one is encapsulation. Encapsulation is having the ability to group data and mechanism into the single objects to provide access to the protection. And the fourth one is abstraction. It has a procedure of representing the only essential data features for the functionality. And from here, my team member will continue.
Hi, my name is SATISH Reddy. So let's discuss about differences between the object-oriented database and relational database. OOD stores and manages objects directly on the database server's disk. Only objects are there in OOD. RDBMS works with tables, with each row in the table representing a record. There are no tables, columns, rows, foreign keys in OOD. Columns in a row represents the attributes of an individual record. The main objective in OOD is data encapsulation, and the main objective in RDBMS is data independence from application program. OOD stores data as well as methods to use. RDBMS stores only data. And OOD handles larger and complex data than RDBMS. And RDBMS handles comparatively simpler data. Coming to features and applications, Object ODB can manage databases of various sizes efficiently, ranging from KB to TB. Records from failure by using a recovery file and double writing. ODB is the only OOD with built-in support for JPA. It is extremely fast, much faster than any other JPA solution. Very simple to use and easy to learn. Supports complex Java data structures very efficiently. It can be very effective in heavy loaded multi-user systems. object-oriented database PostgreSQL. Because of its support for object-oriented characteristic, PostgreSQL makes it possible to extend data types to create custom data types. This allows for a high level of flexibility for developers working with complex data model tasks that need to integrate with a database. These custom data types inherit all of the properties of the object that they are based on. Coming to next point, PostgreSQL is an object relational database management system. It is possible to relate its object orientation to having implemented tables inheritance, which kind of looks like object inheritance. This shows that object systems also can be defined in terms of generic function that can be implemented separately depending on the type of arguments used to runtime. Inheritance. PostgreSQL supports an advanced object relational mechanism known as inheritance. Inheritance allows a table to inherit some of its column attributes from one or more other tables, creating a parent-child relationship. This causes the child table to have each of the same column and constraints as its inherited table, as well as its own defined columns. A child table is created with createTableSQL command by using inherits clause. This clause consists of the inherits keyword and the name of the table from which to inherit. So in this example, we have created two tables, author and disauthor, where disauthor is inherited by author table. Disauthor is created with single column name award of type text. Since it is instructed to inherit from the author table by inherits clause, it is actually created with 4 column, and it is the first 3 of the author and the fourth is awards column. When performing a query on an inherited table, the query can be instructed to retrieve either all of the rows of the table and its descendants, or just the rows in the parent table itself. The child table, on the other hand, will never return rows from its parent. Coming to conclusion, PostgreSQL provides a complete implementation of function overloading and operator overloading, and it uses it as basis for advanced index support. A PostgreSQL extension can define new data type and provide further indexing support, all without having to hack into PostgreSQL source code. PostgreSQL truly is the world's most advanced open source database. Here are some references that we have gone through while doing this project. Thank you.